actually, it's a good thing you compare it with the 2021 Silverstone crash, because there is actually quite a number of difference. Number one, the crash that happened in Silverstone was on lap 1 of the race. So tire grips are much different. Basically when you just started the race, you are still a lot more fresh. Nothing has happened. No tire degradation. Engine is still wanting to warm up. Whereas what happened in Austria, it was towards the end of the race. A lot of things has happened. You must understand that the situation that Max was facing wouldn't have happened if it wasn't because of the stupid pit stop
that is first place. Yes, yeah, exactly.
This is a silly mistake from Red Bull, basically. So, considering that the tire degradation and if I'm not mistaken, he was using used tire. He was not using tire.
Yes.
So, considering that they were using used tire and he lost a lot of time during the pit stop, and now he had to manage the situation and everything. I think right, in terms of managing that situation, you should give credit to Max on how he managed it. If it was 4 or 5 years ago, Max Verstappen, it would have been a different story. Trust me. Because the way he's controlling the emotions and everything, you can hear from the radio, even with the mistakes, right? Last time around, he'll be shouting like monkeys. But today...
Even Monta does that, Michael does that, David does that.
But if you saw the race, he would just... I mean, like...
let it go.
Let it go. That's the very least of frustration giving out to the team. So I do think that he's the way he's handling it is much better compared to previously. Yes, if you want to argue whether it's Lando or Max, at the end of the day, right, as a fan, I love this. This is what we call motor racing.
Yeah. But I hate the blame game, that it is, to me, it's just a motor racing incident.
It's
Nothing more.
And I love what Jeremy Clarkson said. It's called a racing incident. This happens when you go racing. Oh, very simple answer.
Yeah, exactly. And then people, some of the media, over exaggerate the situation by claiming that Max moved during the braking. If you look at the circle layout itself, Austrian GP, the third corner or fourth corner, it narrows down, bro. And when you watch the onboard of Max Verstappen, he never even moved the steering.
Sounds right.
Hi guys, welcome to Paddock Show, episode 22. 22, wow. I'm Kumar and we are back here today at Pinnacle Kart. This is something that we really wanted to try for so long. So today we had the opportunity to, get our hands on T4, the newest kart in Pinnacle Kart.
So basically, what was your experiences, guys, with the T4 karts?
Hazik first.
It's slightly above riding a bicycle.
You're not like, go out to go.
Yeah.
You're playing that.
No, we can go for another round though if you want. With that hit behind.
Oh. No. I think shoulders is crying already.
I think maybe that track time will probably be about 45 degrees now.
Yeah, easily. But we will go slower than faster. So better don't.
And I'll sweat so much that I'll melt through.
Yeah, I lost 1.5 kilo already.
Oh, good.
But overall, it's awesome kart. It has the speed, the braking, very fun. And then if you guys out there trying to, race among your friends, yes, fun karts are good for warm-up and stuff like that. But I would recommend T4 at Pinnacle Kart. It's really awesome. The braking, the speed, it moves you a lot. And it has some control that you need, some skill that you need to attain in order for, to control the beast. But overall, it's just amazing experience.
Yep.
I couldn't go flat out at the long straight.
You cannot go flat out?
I think I can.
I think you're flat most of the way.
Always. I just couldn't catch you on the straight, man.
I got a special biological advantage.
That's why I told Eugene, you should not use your hybrid at the straight line. It's unfair, I want to protest.
People like us, we need DRS.
Yeah. DRS pun tak ada, hybrid power pun tak ada. Macam mana? How did you like the kart here?
I think the power for someone who never experienced 125cc, I think it's a new thing. You need to be prepared fitness-wise as well.
But
But
this was random, huh?
this was quite random actually.
How's your shoulders?
Wow.
Now you know how
I probably-
F1 is very tiring.
Yeah. Probably go for happy feet after this.
No, you know, that's why something that people have to realize out there. You know, they keep commenting this and that to drivers out there. You know how physical it is. In this heat, you need to drive for some 1.5 hours, 2 hours races, or sometimes endurance races. So they are behind the keyboard and then typing all the good stuff as if they know everything. But bear in mind, you need to experience yourself in order for you to judge people. It's not easy, yeah? Those keyboard warriors out there.
Okay.
So,
Yeah,
God. And then they have the
I can tell you one lap they are finished.
These cars are no joke.
One thing about it, I mean, I played the drink cards, regular card. What we have here, the T4 cards are, I think, a step up from the yellow cards. Yeah, so their power is different, the vibration. Yeah, I think what's very obvious immediately was when I explore the throttle, the vibration is.
And you have to use the brakes, you know. Not you cannot go flat out everywhere.
Yeah, we have to use the power cards in this thing. Tekan all the way, kan. This one, tekan all the way, layak.
you can imagine when the 2022 regulation started, when drivers were complaining about
Pausing, yeah. Exactly. the same feeling.
10 times more than what we actually experienced. So imagine the back pain after that.
Today, as of yesterday, or rather,
Oh, they have a lot of downforce in their car, man. They just have to reduce some bits. You know, that's why they're reducing signs.
Okay. So, would you come back again to Pinnacle Kart? Definitely for a second go.
You wanna go?
You go again.
I can go again.
Okay. So
I have
I was thinking, I have to leave.
You have to leave. Okay, we won't go there without you, man. Next time.
All right. So last 2 weeks was back to back Grand Prix. We are Austria and also Barcelona.
yeah.
So what's your take on McLaren's performance?
So much has happened in the last 2 weeks. I believe McLaren now, they believe when we see McLaren, we are no longer talking about them. I mean, we went back just 1 year ago. Yeah. Still Austrian GP. They brought upgrades because they were trying to get ahead. They were maybe easily the last 3 deals. And the Austria upgrades were the one that propelled them to the top of the midfield. And fast forward 1 year later, we're already talking about Lando Norris trying to steal the race win away from Verstappen. So McLaren's performance has been nothing short of impressive. The amount of upgrades, how they are always on track, on with their upgrades, how the drivers push the engineers and the whole team forward, getting strategy. Maybe they're not the finished product yet, but we're seeing McLaren's rise as a contender.
If you ask me, they are a finished product. It's just that they're not executing it properly.
Yeah, that's
You know, so many mistakes done by Norris, McLaren itself. You know, their car is easily faster than Red Bull.
So
Or maybe Max. Max is the one who propelling the car at the moment. If you see Perez is already a shitbox. He's there just for money. Simple as that.
Yeah, I have to agree with Kumar because in terms of the overall package, McLarens have the best drivers right now. They have the best setup for the cars, the team, the strategy as well. The only thing that's missing right now is that they have Lando Norris, this version of Lando Norris going against Max Verstappen. I wouldn't say that Lando is not doing well. I think he's been what he's been doing with McLaren for all these years. I think he's been helpful in terms of development and everything. But they still need to find that final edge with Max Verstappen because they have a complete package ready. Unlike Red Bull, like you mentioned just now, they have Checo Perez.
Yes.
So that could decide the Constructors' Championship.
To conquer the statement, you need to see where Piastri is all the time. He's always there top 5.
Exactly.
This race he could have won actually because that was how McLaren had the new tires during the last stint and others didn't. So it was actually their race to lose. If Norris have been a bit patient and then study how Max was taking his racing line and stuff like that, he could have easily makan him. Easily.
But this version of McLaren right now, and Lando and McLaren, reminds me of Max Verstappen in maybe say 2019, where they are just lacking that last bit to bring the challenge to the top dogs. They're not better hardened. They're still very green. Just baru masuk ni. Just haven't played with all the old experienced people. They use every little inch of the rules and their car to be able to defend their.
But if you ask me whatever happened after the race and during the race, all those people talking shit about Red Bull and Max, I think they can go fly kite. Because if you don't want to race, you can stay home. Simple as that.
It is a race after all.
Yeah.
Not here to make friends. That
Okay, just now when you were racing with me earlier, would you want me to easily give your position to me? No, right? You will defend, of course. Right?
you don't have to say, here's, you see the highway here. Nobody's giving way also.
Exactly. Same rules apply in the road as well. The moment you are in front, you are the person that is leading the way. So you need to study that person in order for you to overtake him.
Yeah.
If you don't study and then you just dive bomb like that several times, go wide, take him out, how you gonna be the leader of the race? You can't.
So basically, are you guys surprised with the results of the 2 previous races, or is that expected?
Haziq?
Surprised. What actually surprised me is Ferrari's performance. Because to be honest, right, what McLaren and Red Bull is achieving is sort of expected. Even Mercedes, we know that they are bringing upgrades, so we expected they to become stronger in Barcelona. But we've seen that they already improved in Canada actually. So it's a good step forward for Mercedes. But with all the hype surrounding Ferrari, especially after Miami, they had this completely new side pod and everything with all the new packages. We expect them to become much more competitive with Red Bull. But it turns out they're going backwards.
Bro, you can copy, but you cannot translate it in performance.
Exactly.
Simple as that.
So yeah, that's the one that's been surprising lah.
Yeah, Ferrari has Fred versus so far, just the last part we were just singing his praises. We're saying that he's doing everything right. One thing he still haven't managed to iron out, but by the looks of it, is car development. So through the years, we see Vettel battling Hamilton, right? His challenge always fade away because they can't bring upgrades to bring the fight further forward.
But my question to you both, since they are getting rid of Sainz and bringing in Hamilton. Hamilton is an experienced driver.
Yeah.
He needs a fast car. So why on earth that you are bringing in a driver that cannot develop a Mercedes into Ferrari, whereby the existing 2 drivers also can't develop? So how would that be giving the competitiveness next year? How?
I would say in terms of development, maybe Hamilton is not the best. He's not the best, but they signed him for other reasons. He's a marketable figure, and obviously sponsorship plays. I mean, it's Ferrari. It's other than a racing team, they're also like almost a religion. So I think they signed him. They signed Hamilton at the and it's not like at his peak anymore. He's at the twilight of peaking over here. So obviously he's there. He obviously wants to try and win a world championship, but maybe it's not all 100% for performance.
Right.
Yeah.
How about you, Azik?
If you are looking just based on this season, it's a bit unfair, I think, because how Mercedes is treating Lewis Hamilton this season. We all know that they are favoritizing.
Did you send the email?
So we know that there's a development being hampered there. So I do think that going into Ferrari next season, the whole idea is not really to focus much on 2025, but it's beyond that, especially with the 2026 regulation. And I think they are trying to form up a team, not just with Lewis Hamilton, but people that can work with him to develop a proper machinery in 2026, especially with the new engine regulations.
Okay.
So I think that's their whole idea of bringing Lewis Hamilton.
Okay, bringing back to the current races, I think Hamilton, if you look at his race pace, second half of the race, he is mind-boggling fast. Have you guys observed that?
You know why?
Why?
Because he's good at time management.
That is one thing. He had a damage in Austria.
Yeah.
Same like Perez. Both had the damage, whole side pod.
Yeah.
Even after that damaged side pod, he was just 2 to 3 tenths behind Russell. So I would say he's still there. It's just that Mercedes is not giving him the equipment that he should be, because of course it's Mercedes, right?
Yeah.
You know he's an outgoing driver. Why I need to give you all the latest spec? I better concentrate on Russell and nurture him. When Antonelli comes in, he can be the leader, right?
So
Right.
so that Toto had to talk to Russell during braking.
At the same time, my perspective of science would be, why don't he become a reserve driver for Ferrari for 2 years? See how Hamilton does. If Hamilton falters, he's just there to pick it up.
No, he'll be wasting his time, man.
I know investing, but he will still be 31, 32 instead of 41, 42.
I would rather have him racing rather than him becoming a test driver. And then he probably lose his pace, he lose his momentum. Even Ricardo missing out in one races, we see. So we're talking about Carlos Sainz here, not like Fernando Alonso or Kimi Raikkonen. You leave the Formula One and you come back, you still a championship material. So
you're saying Sainz is not good?
I was saying he's not good, but he's not there yet. He's not there yet,
When is this?
Not there yet. So let him race first, Don't there.
He was in Formula 1 since 2016, man. What do you mean by
Okay, that's Carlos Sainz. Okay, let's backtrack back. Okay, to last weekend.
All right.
Okay, Lando Norris and Max Verstappen crash. Very controversial, very exciting. Some say it's Norris's fault. Some say it's Max's fault. Your take, guys.
Eugene and Haziq first.
No, I go first. Eugene, if we look at the way, I think right. If you look at I want to bring two parallels over that. Max Verstappen is a very intelligent driver. So I noticed that he uses sprint weekends to sometimes gauge his opponent, especially when he's not in the fastest car. A lot of comparisons have been made, but another comparison I want to bring to the table is if you remember the huge crash between Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen.
Silverstone 21.
That's right.
Okay.
Silverstone 21. Everyone knows that crash, but what weekend was it? It was a sprint weekend.
Yeah.
On Saturday, Hamilton was all over Max Verstappen. Same deal as Austria. On the Saturday sprint, Lando also went all out. He tried and explored the limits. But Max Verstappen, right, other than battling, he has this extra processor in his head. No, he's already tried to anticipate what can he do to defend his position better and how to maintain his lead during when the time comes for a dogfight. So this is the experience that Max has. I think it comes from sim racing. Perhaps it's his experience from sim racing. Both the weekends are the same. His competitors are clearly in a slightly faster car. He's defending his first place position.
Slight.
And he used every inch I would say of the track, and also every letter of the rulebook to be able to get one over his opponent. And he's very clever at baiting his opponent. So he pushed a bit, like it's not very illegal. It's to the limit. It's fair. But his opponents usually, even the most experienced Lewis Hamilton, 7 times world champion, took the bait. He got angry. Bam, crash the hill.
Like how Valentino kicked Marquez.
Yes, yeah. So this actually marks of a very experienced driver. So I feel that a lot of people fault Max Verstappen, but if you look at in many ways, he's not completely wrong. Like, you can say that he crossed the line on this one. He maybe toed the line. He made the gray area very wide, and even Lando Norris has came out to say that he doesn't have to say sorry. Right? Yeah.
Actually, it's a good thing you compare it with the 2021 Silverstone crash, because there is actually quite a number of differences. Number one, the crash that happened in Silverstone was on lap 1 of the race. So tire grips are much different. Basically when you just started the race, you are still a lot more fresh. Nothing has happened. No tire degradation. Engine is still wanting to warm up. Whereas what happened in Austria, it was towards the end of the race. A lot of things has happened. You must understand that the situation that Max was facing wouldn't have happened if it wasn't because of the stupid pit stop
that is first place. Yes,
yeah, exactly. This is a silly mistake from Red Bull, basically. So, considering that the tire degradation and if I'm not mistaken, he was using used tire. He was not using tire.
Yes.
So, considering that they were using used tire and he lost a lot of time during the pit stop, and now he had to manage the situation and everything. I think right, in terms of managing that situation, you should give credit to Max on how he managed it. If it was 4 or 5 years ago, Max Verstappen, it would have been a different story. Trust me. Because the way he's controlling the emotions and everything, you can hear from the radio, even with the mistakes, right? Last time around, he'll be shouting like monkeys. But today...
Even Monta does that, Michael does that, David does that.
But if you saw the race, he would just... I mean, like...
Let it go.
Let it go. That's the very least of frustration giving out to the team. So I do think that the way he's handling it is much better compared to previously. Yes, if you want to argue whether it's Lando or Max, at the end of the day, right, as a fan, I love this. This is what we call motor racing.
Yeah. But I hate the blame game, that
It is, to me, it's just a motor racing incident.
It's just
Nothing more.
racing.
Nothing more.
And I love what Jeremy Klassen said. It's called a racing incident. This happens when you go racing. Oh, very simple answer.
Yeah, exactly. And then people, some of the media, over exaggerate the situation by claiming that Max moved during the braking. If you look at the circle layout itself, Austrian GP, the third corner or fourth corner, it narrows down, bro. And when you watch the onboard of Max Verstappen, he never even moved the steering. The track just came to him.
Yeah.
According to his racing line. Norris had plenty of speed on the left side. Past 2 years, he had a battle with Leclerc, he had a battle with Sainz. Max had to go on the left side, on the curve, and do the switch back. Why you have to dive bomb multiple times? You bring him out of the circuit and then you hit him twice. And then you blame him for something that, of course, is the heat of the moment. But you should not be doing that, blame game. And of course, the team principal as well. Andrea Stella comparing 2021, whereby the FI was too lenient. Come on, Andrea, you worked with Michael before. Don't talk shit. Don't talk crap in front of the media just to gain attention, just to gain the followers. With the new followers that we have now, it's all, Roja. They are not following since those days. We've been watching Formula 1 like 20, 30 years already. And then they come up now with the new things, and Formula 1 has developed and become a different species already.
But
It's no longer the same.
the supporters, it is also what the supporters demand. Like you said, the new supporters, they want drama and they want something sensational.
A simple example I give you, drive of the day. Piastri had an awesome drive. Hülkenberg had an awesome drive.
Yes.
But instead, they give it to Lando Norris.
Yeah.
How
Oh,
is
that,
this fair?
what was that?
What was that? And then you cry the whole week, and then suddenly you come up on a Silverstone weekend and say that it was just a racing incident.
Would you blame that on the British commentators?
I would blame on Crofty, Damon Hill, all those
Sky Sports.
ridiculous Sky Sports commentators. Even Johnny Herbert is one of the stewards there. And then Crofty was comparing the penalty, he should have been given more. How about the penalty which was given in Silverstone, 10 seconds for Hamilton, and then he still won the race. Here, Max didn't even do anything, wrong from his perspective. It was a grey area. Yeah, of course, he went over the track, he hit Lando, he got a penalty, 10 seconds. But then Crofty said he should have given more, even a grid penalty. How is that fair?
Herbert came out to say that 10 seconds is the harshest penalty they can handle in that situation already, according to the rule books. So they've already given out the most hefty penalty they get. What do you expect? No, they can't rewrite the rule book.
Trust me, Crofty wouldn't be saying this if Max was a DNF.
Exactly. Crofty is such a biased man. If you get my video, you challenge me. If you want to do a face-to-face live also, I'm on it. Crofty, you are useless.
I still get his autograph though.
I don't want. I
Okay,
don't want his autograph.
so Lando and Max. So the judgment is out. So basically, it's call that a controversial one. No one would say Max is at fault. No one would say Lando's fault.
Yeah.
How about the stewards?
Oh, the inconsistency is like nobody's business.
Can I go back to what you mentioned just now? What Andrea Stella is pointing out that this is the FIA's fault
Yeah, exactly.
for not clarifying whatever happened in 2021 and all that. To me, for Andrea Stella to blame on FIA, to make it official, like on paper and everything, if they want to send a report or complain to the FIA, I think it's fine. If they want to argue with the FIA, then let the FIA settle in with Andrea and everything. But for Zach Brown, right, to go into the media and then telling people like Christian Horner should not have acted this way, should not have said this, should not have made this kind of statement. Come on, Zach. He's a team principal of Red Bull and he's the boss of Max Verstappen. Definitely he will defend Max.
Like how you defend Lando.
Exactly.
Like
So
how you
what
defend all this other
what are you talking of? What you expect Christian Horner to say, oh, betul lah Zach, kita memang salah. We will have
That American potato has the always he had a complaint against Red Bull. Always, if you have looked at the previous races, even last year, he complained against Red Bull.
He is slowly trying to become like Toto in 2021.
Exactly.
So
With that,
I think he felt like he needs that mentality if he wants to go against teams like Red Bull. Maybe like that's how I would look at it.
Toto's, singing the same tune as Christian Horner by saying Max is Max, not Red Bull. So that justifies everything.
And I do look forward to see how Fred Vasseur will actually respond if one day Ferrari become very competitive and they have a lot of incidents, right? I want to see how he responds. Is there a comparison between him and Zach Brown and Christians and Toto?
If in the event Red Bull doesn't score next year or the year after that, like what you said, we want to see the response. Like now they're very friendly, right? Yeah. Let's see after that.
It's a good point. Actually, if you look back at how Verstappen battles his opponents, everyone said Verstappen is very hard. He doesn't give way. But if you look at Verstappen versus Leclerc, just search all over YouTube. Their battles are all very neat, and they respect each other. The main reason being because they grew up karting together, so they go through different. It started with it's a popular meme, the racing incident.
Yeah.
That's the first time. That's the first time you like Leclerc race against Verstappen. He met this kind of animal called Max Verstappen. So these people, Lando Norris, always raced one category before. Lewis Hamilton is from a different generation, so they only started to get the orientation with Max Verstappen. Only berkenalan first time, know his attitude. But once you know how to race it, even, at the end of the 2021, Hamilton already more or less know how to race Verstappen. So once, if you know how to play his game on his level, which is not everyone, I don't think everyone can do, you're able to have a very clean fair fight.
But do you, fun fact, just to add on, Hamilton, if you search YouTube, he has similar incidents, like how he touched the rear end, right rear end of other race car drivers, even in go-kart. He has done that before, that maneuver. You can go and check it out. So that is the signature move.
And then he was abused, and then he claimed it was sexual abuse.
Maximizing everything.
I'm just saying, if you guys think that I'm biased and stuff like that, I'm against Hamilton and stuff like that, but you go and watch lah.
Great.
Everyone has some issues.
Yeah. There is always issues with any driver, and, habits come naturally sometimes. Sometimes it's also the circumstances on the track.
Exactly.
Okay. And also sometimes it's also mutual respect. Okay. So we will touch on mutual respect later on on segment 3. So we'll come back to segment 2 in a short while. All right. Hi guys, welcome back to episode 21. Sorry, it was not episode 22.
Oh, 21.
21. Okay. So we are covering a couple of things today, which is very important, I think, to highlight to our fans. Formula 1 did not start with Max Verstappen's era. For me, it started in 1998 to 2004, which is Michael Schumacher's dominance against Mika Hakkinen, the really respected rivals. So for me, Michael and Mika's era was a stepping stone or bridging to what we see today, and something that is not really shown. And I would say it's a love lost right now to a lot of fans because they didn't see what was before. Say Helen Prost against Senna, Mika versus Schumacher. So what are your thoughts?
I think if there's a Drive to Survive or Netflix shows just for Schumacher and Mika, it would have been worth multiple millions more than what you have with today's Drive to Survive. Trust me.
I agree.
Yeah. So I think to start off, we need to understand who is. Everybody knows who Michael Schumacher is, but we also need to know where they all started. Mika and Michael, basically, they started from the same background. They used to race together before Formula 1. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was Formula 3 in Macau.
The rivalry started there.
But when the opportunity comes to race in Formula 1, they both joined in 1991. But Mika was given the drive for Lotus team, and Michael was given with Jordan, but eventually he was hired by Benetton in the same season. So in terms of the opportunity, Michael had it better in early of his career compared to Mika. But like Harris mentioned just now, the actual battle actually started in 1998 when Mika had the opportunity to drive for a proper team with a proper car designed by Adrian Newey. Yeah, so the battle between them, I believe, if in my opinion, in terms of respectfulness, right, I think they are number one. in terms of rivalry.
Did you guys know that McLaren had their first win after 3 years in 1997 in Australia, Melbourne?
Oh.
And that race was actually Mika's race before Ron Dennis called it to let David go by. It's supposed to be Mika's race. 1997.
Why is that so? What did he?
Team orders, as usual. British.
Why did they favor David over?
Of course, they thought British, David Coulthard was the rising star at that point of time, replacing Damon Hill.
Right.
Right, moving on.
So basically, what are some of the favorites from those eras for yourself, Eugene?
Just to set the scene to those who are new to Formula One, who started watching maybe in Drive to Survive or maybe even just in the last few seasons, when you watch, the feeling that I get, because I was a kid so that was also my introduction to Formula One. When you watch Michael Schumacher on track, everybody sees him now as, oh, he's the legend, he's the god, he can do nothing wrong. But if today's social media was same as last time, when Michael Schumacher is on the track, he will receive the same type of attention, I would say, as Max Verstappen.
Exactly.
Because when he was on track, people will see him as a giant roadblock. You can't pass him without sacrificing an arm or a leg or a tire. So that was the feeling that you get. So the right way to how you want to see this rivalry is you see Michael Schumacher as a combination of Max Verstappen's ruthlessness on track and speed, but in the background he's as hardworking as Sebastian Vettel. Sebastian Vettel inherited it from him. So
Basically, we're talking about Michael and Mika Hakkinen. Eugene.
So basically, Michael Schumacher was a combination of Max Verstappen and also Sebastian Vettel's work rate. So in the garage, he's the nicest guy on earth, but on the track, he's similar to Beast. Yeah, the lion, like Max Verstappen. Mika Hakkinen, maybe the closest one that we were discussing just now, is like an Oscar Piastri. Quiet, fast, but fast. No drama.
Yeah.
Just a little. He's a bullet.
Not Perez, huh?
No, Perez is a reverse bullet.
Reverse bullet.
Unfortunate. Yeah, so that's to set the scene of how you should view the two drivers. Yeah, how you should see them when they battle. So what are the best? I think what stands out between their rivalry for you?
For me, I think both were brutal actually.
But respectful.
Yeah.
Brutal, respectful, and super fast. Okay, my memory of Michael, being the villain lah. I put the villain first lah.
Yeah.
After that, I go to the positive side. So, of course, he had a lot of incidents with other ex-champions. But the most one that I can remember is Silverstone 1988, whereby he had a 10 seconds penalty. According to rule book, you need to complete your 10 seconds penalty during the pit stop or after during the race in a race time. During the race lah, basically. So what Ross Brawn and the team decided at that point of time, how there was a grey area in the rules and regulation. So what Michael and the team did was, he entered to the pits on the last lap to serve his 10 seconds penalty. And then he crossed the line after he serving the 10 seconds penalty.
Yep.
So basically, he didn't lose any pit stop time. Nothing. The pit stop limit that you need to lose during the Grand Prix itself, he literally got it for free. And McLaren, Ron Dennis was furious, Mika Hakkinen was furious, and they protested for several weeks. But FIA still couldn't, justify the grey area.
Yeah.
So that after that, they changed the rules again. You see, since those days, the inconsistency was there with FIA and Formula One. So that is what I remember. How intelligent, like you said, the Michael and the team was, utilizing everything.
Yeah, everything. Yeah.
Not even car, rules also. True. Apart from that, if you ask me, it was Spa 2000. Oh, that was awesome as well. The overtake done by Mika to Michael.
Yeah. Who was in the middle? Was
On the outside.
Was it Zonta in the middle?
Zonta in the middle.
That was Zonta.
BA Honda. He was just sweep past by both of them.
Oh, that was insane. I would say that's one of the most iconic overtakes in Formula One.
Yeah.
What makes Spa more iconic is because of that overtake as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then the most heartbreaking memory for me was 2001 Spanish GP. When Mika was leading, the last lap, his Mercedes engine blew up.
Yeah.
And then the win gave to Michael Schumacher.
Yeah. I would say Mika Hakkinen and Michael, the thing is, they respect each other. There is a form of respect. There's a form of understanding. When they race, they just race. There's no politics.
You know why, bro?
Why?
No British drivers were involved.
I knew Kumar's gonna say that. I knew he's gonna say that somehow. You guys remember the time when,
Yeah, right?
when Mika Hakkinen cried under the tree?
Yeah, Monza.
In Monza?
99.
And because what happened to him on the last lap?
It was his mistake. He's not last lap. It was during lap 11 or lap 15.
He was crying.
Yeah, what happened was he just locked his rear brakes. And then that win was given to Frenzen.
And how Michael was very under pressure to win the 2000 GP at Suzuka. He stalled the car.
Yeah, I mean, he's not perfect. So, but there were many key moments that I think, especially in '99, I think if Michael didn't break his leg in Silverstone, we would have seen. I mean, he proved it. He had a point to prove. He came to the Sepang first ever Sepang GP. He annihilated the field. He came back and just obliterated everybody.
The second place driver was Eddie Irvine and he was a second behind.
Yeah, he
A
got
seasoned driver beaten by the driver who just came back from hospital.
Yeah, I see is an interesting fact about 1999. Although Michael did not won the Drivers' Championship, right? And he missed out 6 races, if I'm not mistaken. But the Ferrari team was actually quite strong that they managed to win the Constructors' Championship, even though without Michael.
Without Michael. Mika Salo was a big help.
Yeah, it was Mika Salo actually the one that propelled and basically
He was there.
Yeah.
Top 5, top 3.
Yeah. So it was an interesting start for 1999.
Exactly. And you see the safety, even at those days, there was some cause of a concern. He broke his leg with the help of Formula One medical team, Dr. Sid Watkins. You know how fast he recovered within 4 months. He was back racing, and then he was basically humiliating fastest guy during the season.
So, but safety was still not 100%.
Not 100%, but recovery terms in terms of medical.
Yeah.
The car was not that strong, but in terms of the medical, you know how superhuman are these Formula One drivers? You know they could recover so fast.
But then they were also driving at an age where you might still die when you have a major accident. You know exactly. Every corner nowadays, I feel like maybe the drivers have a bit of a training wheel. They like, if I bomb the car, it's okay, I'll survive.
Exactly. But without Halo, a lot of drivers wouldn't have survived now.
Exactly. So they have this sort of like additional insurance where last time the drivers, they have to they think twice when they take the corner. They know that if they go off something goes wrong, it might be their last corner.
You guys remember at the pit wall when Mika and Michael was talking, how Mika said, Michael, if you go this path, it'll be the end of us.
Yeah. It was that significant.
But he was quite calm, when he was explaining to Michael. Michael was like, well, what should I have done at that point of time,
But at that point, right, it was very interesting because Mika was the only person Michael would even listen to. You see, when David took out Michael's tire in Spa, what did Michael do? He stormed down and he wanted to have a showdown with David.
Exactly. And then the British media, what they did, they blame Michael, like how they blame Max now.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Just to sidetrack, remember the press conference between Eddie Irvine, Michael, and Mika when he threw the glass of the jar of drinks across to Mika's face.
I mean, it's the lemon juice.
Lemon juice.
You could do that time. If with the current DTS fans, they will, screw each other up.
So you see, there's a bit of fun, there's a bit of drama on track, off track, and it's very memorable. So the guys who follow this Drive to Survive, I think they're missing out on this era.
And then just to add on, Mika almost lost his life during 1995 season in McLaren, in Adelaide, if I'm not wrong. He had a surgery, basically the brain surgery. No doctor didn't knew that he will be able to survive or not. But then there you go, he came back, recovered, won championship. He could have won more, but the buts and ifs. We can't do much.
In 2002, I think he made way to now. I'm a Kimi Raikkonen fan, and I had to give credit to Mika because during the era of Mika and Michael, I was only 3 to 5 years old, so I wouldn't have a very fond memory of them battling it out. But I remember that Mika made way to Kimi for McLaren, and he sort of paved the way for whatever success that we see with Kimi, right? But it's also worth mentioning that Mika is also a very family person. And the reason why he decided to retire in 2002 is because he had a child, Hugo. Yeah, so, and I think he, knowing that the risks of the sport and everything, he doesn't want to push that.
That's why you see the current grid, they they don't want to get married that fast.
Actually, you see, Mika and Michael, they are the only two drivers back then who actually had really supportive wife.
Yep. Yeah, that's true.
Mrs. Hakkinen and also Mrs. Schumacher, Corina, they're always on track. They're always at the paddock.
No, her name is Area or something. Area.
So right.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I have his diecast.
So they're always there. They're always at the pit wall. They're always at the podium ceremonies. So you don't see this kind of things nowadays. Nowadays you see changing girlfriends, changing clothes.
I love the previous press conference. It's more like in the box, three of you, and then you. Yes, it's like the old school feeling.
Yeah.
With now you have to face all the audience on the grandstand.
When the presenter actually announced.
When they ask you question after the race, post-race conference.
Michael, today you have equaled Ayrton Senna's record. 21 wins.
And he cried.
Then he cried in the middle. And
41 wins.
41. And Mika actually comforted him.
Yeah. It was a very...
And Ralph Schumacher was like...
It's actually funny the fact that Ralph had to be there.
Ralph Schumacher doesn't look fair, did he?
It's a lot funnier when his brother actually, tries to laugh.
Like after that, Michael was just bulletproof. 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, all faded. After 2005,
I wouldn't say 2001 he was bulletproof lah. I think there was still a great battle for Mika.
But he as a driver was bulletproof.
Yes.
During that time, I think Michael won most of the races, right? 1998, 1999, mostly down to strategies, mostly down to racecraft.
Just watch the 1986 Spanish GP, bro. You will admire him.
The rain,
now they would have red flagged the race. But back then, oh my God, they were brutal.
And the Ferrari was one of the slowest cars on the grid.
The ground clearance was a lot compared to the current cars.
Yeah. So basically, the era is something that you all must also acknowledge and also look back into. For you guys who wants to see clips of that, you can actually go to YouTube. There's plenty of rewinds and highlights of those races.
And then if you guys don't know, back then there was a battle between Michelin and Bridgestone.
Yeah.
So during that time, Bridgestone, they were rumored, and then there were complaints from Michelin team runners that Bridgestone was only, producing spec that suits Ferrari only.
Yeah.
And not the other
Not
Bridgestone runners back then. So this was another issue. After that, remember 2003 when Michelin were better than Bridgestone, there was a complaint lodged by Ferrari and also Bridgestone to FIA to look at the construction of the Michelin rubber. So what happened was the Michelin rubber was a bit wider compared to Bridgestone. So they had more ground clearance compared to Bridgestone runners. So actually 2003 it could have been Williams or McLaren's season. But after Monza, when they reintroduced the rules of the tyre construction, they all faded. You guys noticed that?
Yeah.
Then Ferrari was back on top after that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. You should have go and watch the review.
How many of you guys actually have merchandises, diecasts, or team kits from that era? 1998 to 2002.
My first ever 118 diecast was 2000 Schumacher number 3. That was the time for me where he is coming of age that he finally did it. He took Ferrari to after 24 years? Yeah, 21 years Since 1979 to 2000.
20 sector was the last sector.
21 years. I mean, Ferrari is heading towards that direction now. Almost another 20.
Yeah, almost that was it. So another cycle.
Actually, a good thing for that season was there were two spec of cars. One is the normal helmet that he had.
Right.
Another one, the full red after Monaco.
Yes, I had the full red one.
Full red.
Yeah, it was a gift from my dad actually because that time he was watching F1. He's a Mika Hakkinen fan. So after 2000, he suddenly don't watch F1 anymore. I wonder why.
Okay, then he gave you the gift.
2000 itself, he had credit card points and then he just.
I remember buying it from Jajesco, 99 ringgit 90 cent.
Wow.
Michael's number 3 car.
Imagine
No way.
Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels, yes.
wheel racing. Pretty good.
That's why I wanted to give you, remember, for the Marlboro decals.
Yeah.
So let's see how it goes.
Me personally, I had a few Schumacher's Ferrari normal Hot Wheels, not the elite one. But then what happened to me is that because I used to sell diecast and I got involved myself. It was my fault, basically. I got involved myself with a lot of other brands, and then I started to realize how shitty always the detail was compared to other brands, especially for Ferrari. We have Look Smart BBR and also even always Elite, right? And then there are also a few Exoto models of Ferrari.
Exoto.
So because of that, I sold most of Schumacher's cars. But at that time, I was also doing it as a business as well. So I'm still eyeing on co-brands, maybe Amalgam, never know.
Interesting. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
If you guys were to compare this era of Mika and Michael to another era of the current seasons, maybe the past 5 years, which season would that be?
I would say Sepp and Hamilton.
Vettel and Hamilton.
Yeah, Sebastian Vettel and Hamilton.
17 and 18.
17 and 18. They were not as aggressive as Max and Lewis in 2021. I think they still have a lot of respect with each other. I mean, there are quite a number of incidents.
Bro, you should watch Monza 2018.
Yeah, the Monza 2018. But a lot of it comes down to race strategy and also drivers' mistakes, right? So at the end of the day, they have a lot of respect to each other. But you cannot directly compare them because number one, they have completely a different car, completely different beast.
Yeah.
Right? The technology is different, so the way they approach racing is completely different as well. So, but in terms of the rivalries, in terms of how they respect each other, maybe the closest would be Sepp and Hamilton. But that also I don't think is as good as how Michael and Mika is.
I feel 98, 99, 2000 is like the first 5 races of 2022 where it's really 22.
So that's the Red Bulls era. Okay.
Before Ferrari faded away.
Yeah.
And then the rest of from 2001 onwards, the feeling is similar to how we are watching Max Verstappen dominate the last 3 years. The feeling is always ominous. Like Schumacher in the car, the feeling is like inevitable. It's like Thanos like that. You like it, don't like it, he's there. He's there to end the race in front. But if you're lucky, I mean, if the Ferrari engine blew up, strategy screw up.
But it's a funny thing, people compare Max and Checo. Back then, why people were not comparing Michael and Rubens? Rubens was slower than him as well. Only
reliable.
Only
Back
few
then,
races.
Kumar, he was a team player.
Yeah.
And was the second fiddle. He still performed relatively close to what Michael is.
That one I agree. Only Checo is
Checo was
he
way
needs that-
behind. We're talking about 10 positions behind.
He's in no man's land.
he even slower than Haas. But no, why I said that? What my point is the media. The media. Media make it worse.
And then Formula One management. Formula One management headed by
Bernie.
Bernie Eccleston.
But I think it was properly managed back then compared to now. Now it's super mess.
Now-
Everything is everywhere.
Now
The rules are all scattered everywhere.
Last time it was ruled by a dictator. Bernie is like whatever he says goes.
Yeah.
Like what Alonso mentioned, there's rules for everything. You cannot do this, you cannot do that. Then how to race? How do we race?
The whole
Bumper
nature,
car.
the whole dynamic of Formula One business today is completely different than back in the days. I'm talking about the stakes that involve in Formula One. Back in the days, you have tobacco companies, you have mafia involved in the sports.
Yeah.
So they don't really care about all this, Nigerian prince. They don't have to be political. They have to be aggressive.
Magnum KL.
The business there, you have to be brutal. It was dirty money. There were money laundering everywhere back in the days. I don't know what.
Today is the same. Only the appearance is different.
Yeah. But today it's involved with a different type of entrepreneur. We're talking about tech companies. Crypto company. There are also mafia, but they are different mafia. They are more nerdy mafia. They bully people on cyber. They are cyber troopers, basically. That is why you see today they are trying to dominate the social media side of the sports. because that is where they manage to bully people. And then that's how many to control the market.
But actually, I'm also glad lah. There's still few common sense fans out there like us, defending the old eras and the current era. Unlike those newbies, I had enough of that.
I think in the day, this is an era to actually keep at the back of our minds, because it is also the fundamental reason why Formula One is what it is today.
Yep.
Because most of the drivers that you see today all had Mika and Michael as their idol.
Yep, that's true.
They followed their footsteps. Yeah. Michael met Vettel when he was young, when he was a karter. Max Verstappen when he was a karter. Also met Michael.
Yeah.
Alonso as well. So he became an icon for them.
Yep.
And how they race is a reflection of what Michael was back then.
Yep. Basically, Michael Schumacher set the standard. Before him, nobody was working on fitness. Everybody, the image of a Formula One driver is a playboy.
But Senna did.
Yeah.
Senna was
Senna was the first step. Michael took it further.
Yep.
And now everybody is doing those machines that make them look like kitchen.
Every day they are in gym. Every day they are training, man. They are superhumans.
Yeah. Senna started by actually putting a bit of work into what he does, into his craft. Before that, his competition all is like drinking, smoking.
Yeah. James Hunt.
Yeah, but then Schumacher took it up another level. He's at the gym every day. Outside of the gym, he's at the track. Yeah, he's with the engineers and the team. Yeah. So now today, everybody is with engineers. When we look at Austria, it's like not talking to the engineers. Hey, this guy is not a Formula One driver. He defines what a Formula One driver.
And I also remember Senna schooling Michael in 1984.
Oh yeah, my God, that one. Race side, yeah.
When he was punted out, remember?
You do it again, you're screwed.
Yes.
I will F you.
Yeah.
And Flavio had to make sure everything was...
Actually, talking about him, he's there and thereabout since those days, man, Flavio. He can get along with his ex-wives, ex-girlfriends, in the same yacht in Monaco. Like nothing happened.
You'll be surprised who is his ex-wife and ex-girlfriend.
Yes. Eddie Klum, bro, one of them.
Eddie Klum.
Oh my God, he's different businessman, man. He's a different businessman.
I kind of idolize him though.
Yeah, when gentleman is, of course. Yes. But people want to be around him, those days. Yeah. He was the figure of the paddock that time.
I think why we also decided to do this segment is actually to pay tribute to also Michael for his contributions to the safety of a Formula One, and also to the development of the motorsports. Because his input in the GP Drivers Association was also very, very fundamental, especially after his accident in Silverstone.
He was outside of the track. He was a champion for safety. He one pioneer. Yeah, because I think he was there when Senna was leading the way to in terms of safety as well. Senna highly regards put safety first. I think Michael sort of like encapsulated that, and then he sort of got the spirit and brought it forward. In further, also I think because of his
No, actually they are very similar. If you look at Senna and Michael, they are more into
a mirror image for them.
Yeah. If you look at one of the races that he just literally stopped his car and go and save another driver.
Oh yes.
He valued other drivers' lives as well. But at the end of the day,
Yeah, unfortunately, and the sad part was during Senna's crash, they found the flag of the Austrian flag.
Yeah,
inside the car. Yeah, inside the car. He wanted to pay tribute to Roland Ratzenberger, who also lost his life on the same weekend.
Yep,
the day before.
Actually, Michael didn't want to do the podium.
Yeah,
but they celebrated the podium
because they didn't release the information to the driver.
Correct. It was just under critical and stuff like that. Yes. Seems. But the show must go on, right?
Yeah, not today though. Today they won't even show the camera angle of the crash until everyone's clear.
Yeah.
Right. So this also explains the evolution of how
privacy and stuff like that is very important. And those keyboard warriors, please take note. Don't go into other people's private life and as if you know more than other people. Like the Charles Leclerc's private photos in yacht were exposed. Last few weeks ago in Monaco with his girlfriend.
Yeah, for me,
that is ridiculous.
Kumar,
why you do that?
We see, right? This is where I respect Mika and Michael. They are family people.
Yeah, very private. What happens behind closed doors is
either I work at the track or you're off my radar.
Okay, you are fashionable and stuff like that, but you don't go and hunt people for your likes and followers. You cannot do that. It's their private life. Even same goes to Hamilton as well. He parties is his problem. It's his life. You guys cannot condemn him.
Yeah.
You guys cannot condemn Leclerc. You guys cannot condemn Max for having Kelly Piquet as a girlfriend and a ready-made child. You cannot you cannot blame Max for taking away Kvyat's wife.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. You know, it's their privacy. Even I'm sure you guys out there also are not very saint. I'm sure you have so many scandals, right? So don't talk about all that shit. Let them have some privacy.
Yes, but I think privacy is very important. So this is where Corina and Michael always... actually, Michael is the only driver to reside in Switzerland. Because he says he doesn't want to stay in Monaco.
Right.
Because
Privacy.
yeah, all the
More
paparazzi...
exposure to media.
Yeah. And he actually has an aircraft landings runway behind his mansion. And unfortunately, Corina had to sell a lot of their assets.
No, actually, I think it was good for their season. I mean, that particular period of time whereby media was not that, full on behind you.
Not intrusive.
If they are shit with the current season or current environment, I'm sure they can bully also already.
Actually, Schumacher was under the microscope very highly because one, he's driving a Ferrari. Two, he's such a popular figure. I mean, multiple times world champion at that point.
The most popular.
Yeah, so
Those days, no Insta, no Facebook, but people know who is Michael.
Yeah, but so if you see the paparazzis, then I think the spotlight on Michael Schumacher and his private life is similar to what all drivers face today, unfortunately. Yeah. So it's like paparazzis are in his face. He's having a holiday, a ski resort. Paparazzis buy the same tickets, go in there, take photos. So
Come on lah.
yeah, he already was facing that, but not many other drivers. Yeah. So I think select few people like Princess Diana at the same sort of spot.
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. Yeah, you're right. So, but now because of the speed of internet and social media, everybody is under the same microscope.
Yep. I think for Michael, my last touch point would probably be, if you ask any drivers now, who would they want to go up against? It'll be Michael on track.
Yeah.
And there was one season where there was 5 world champions. And a lot of drivers actually made a statement, said, I'm glad to drive in this season because I get to drive against Michael. And that was Alonso, I think, who said that.
Alonso already crushed him in 05 and 06. 05 and 06.
But that was due to tyre management and tyre issues.
So a bit of rules change, a bit of
Something like this now, people defend one driver to another driver, rules to rules, and it happens.
Even Alonso also admits in entire in all his career, right? I think he said that going against Michael was the best, yeah. Because the intimidation that you had to go through, the nervousness.
Yourself against a legend,
It's Michael who just won 7-time world champion, So yeah, I think for Alonso to have that kind of privilege is such an honor for his life.
For me, I summarize: every driver is brutal, every driver is aggressive, every driver is thinking driver. I mean, it's how you manage your racecraft. Michael was the same, Senna was the same, Prost was the same, even Hakkinen was the same. Max is the same.
Who was the guy who liked to criticize Michael? Was it Montoya?
Montoya, yeah. But Montoya, he was a wild racer, like a wild boar. Yeah, he's a wild racer. He just goes on and just race. He doesn't care about strategy and stuff like that. That's his different phase of a character,
He had to do that. I mean, he's a new fresh guy.
Correct.
He has to be respected. He cannot. He feels like his arguable point is he feels that people give too much respect to Michael.
Hey, Michael Datang.
Remember that push by Michael? Actually, if he's now, he would have been given penalty. No, San Marino. If he's now, with the current regulation, Michael would have gotten a penalty already.
Yeah.
Because pushing him away, because Montoya was alongside him.
Yeah, I remember in the press conference where they play the footage. The San Marino race.
Exactly.
Wow, you didn't see me. He must be either blind or
stupid.
or stupid, right? So only Montoya could do that.
Yeah.
Trust me. And even though he's not a world champion, I feel he's one of my favorite drivers.
Yeah.
Because of the character that he
Raw.
If Drive to Survive fans or today's fan, they couldn't accept this kind of character.
Yeah, no, definitely no.
Then they want somebody who he's a bit more.
Montoya will be stoned alive.
Yes, exactly.
For now.
And talking about Montoya, recently that Yuki had a fine
40,000 euros, man. Ridiculous.
for pressing on the radio.
Oh my.
I really don't know where did all this regulation
Exactly.
came in, but like I said before,
Just because he's short and Asian?
doesn't even know what he was saying. Like he said that word in the statement. He doesn't even know what he was saying, what he actually meant, how serious he was. So
Come on.
that's why I say
Kimi. Curse all the time.
that's why I say,
Middle finger all the time.
if it was if this regulation would have it back in the days, right, they would have bankrupted
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Kimi also. Kimi wouldn't have race at all. I say, go and fuck yourself lah.
Yeah.
I go NASCAR.
All right, so that's segment 2. So we'll come back with the last touch point, which is Silverstone, which is tonight, qualifying, and tomorrow will be the race day, and also some exciting news in F1.
Yeah.
And we'll come back to that. Yeah. Okay, the final segment of episode 21. Okay, Silverstone's on the way. As we are discussing this, I think by the time you guys are hearing this, Silverstone will be over. So let's just have a quick recap on what you guys think Silverstone will show tonight.
I think it would be
Status quo or some surprise?
surprise in terms of excitement. There will be more because there's more overtaking opportunities. Probably more incidents. I would love more incidents, to be honest. I love all these dramas, and I hope that even if there is an incident, right, people will see clearly and understand it fairly. Have a good perspective on how racing is, rather than being a bias or anything lah. If it's clear fault, I think FIA will do something with that. But in terms of pace wise, I do expect that it's going to be a great battle again with Red Bull and McLaren, together with Mercedes and Ferrari. But I also look forward to Haas actually with the new upgrades. They are bringing a lot of upgrades for side pods, floor, some of the beams as well. And
Their side pod got winglet, bro.
yeah, got winglet.
Is there any teams that's not bringing up any upgrades this time around?
Which one?
Any teams not bringing any upgrades?
No, most of the
except for Williams
and
Alpine.
Alpine, no upgrades. Other than that, they have bring floor updates. The beam wing,
Aero package.
engine cover, front wing, splitters, and those small area which actually brings you.
But the biggest one is from Haas, so I look forward to that.
7 upgrades, I think. 7.
Yeah. Ferrari bringing something revolutionary, right? He bringing downgrade, reversed.
No, that one no one thought of.
No, it's like sometimes you need to
Going
go backwards in order for you to move forward. So what happened was, it's the same case for Aston Martin as well.
Mika did the same also, right?
Yeah, they also all going reverse for a while. Then after summer break, they'll come back.
So they were saying it's going to be
No, reverting back to the old
45% wet race tonight.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
So if it's a wet race, I think pit stops will play in hand, and also race strategies.
Yeah.
And overtakings. So underperforming cars will also have an equal opportunity to win.
Yeah. I'm mostly excited to see the next part of McLaren versus Max again. I think they've served up in some pretty good racing. I mean, drama aside, we have seen Norris on the hunt for Verstappen for so many races. More of that will be fun. We're slowly starting to see Red Bull crack a bit. I mean, the pit stop was one of the highlights. Yeah, one of the highlights already. You can see the bit of chinks of the armor. Putting under pressure, even the best.
But he was comfortably 7 seconds, 8 seconds ahead.
He did his job already.
Yeah, man. Actually, he's supposed to go into a hard tire, hard new,
Right.
But since that happened, he had to go to all mediums.
Yeah, they had to compromise.
Can we touch a bit on the ticket prices in Silverstone? Because Lulu actually said something about this.
I actually agree on him.
Ridiculous lah. It's too
The
expensive.
current ticket pricing of F1 is very out of reach for some of the people. Some can just offer for 1 day or 2 days, but then if it rains and stuff like that, then you red flag the session. What happens to the fans? Really unfair. It is unfair. The price of the
Tickets, the F1 organizers should be penalized by low attendance, based on their pricing. But I think they got bailed out by the recent drama. So I think they got lucky.
BDRC should actually play a part in this as well. I know the British Racing Drivers Club should also play.
But I don't understand why are these British people so biased against other drivers. Come on, you just race lah. You have your equipment, you have your talent. Just race. most of the teams are based from UK. Why you have so much of differences?
Yeah, we have a lot of teams
Why
around
crap?
Silverstone itself. We have Enstone, we have Milton Keynes, we have Brackley, all around the vicinity of Silverstone.
Yeah.
Which is very nearby. So logistic costs is actually not very high for them because they are all factory based.
Most of the European countries, they tend to have their circuit.
Except for Faenza, Maranello, two of them. Is it Haas? Where are they based?
Haas is also Italy and UK.
Italian.
UK, I'm not sure, but no, America and Italy. Sorry, America and Italy. America and Italy.
So yeah, I think Silverstone ticket prices should be reviewed because the attendance is going to be very low, and it's a highlight because you have two very significant drivers.
I think they have more British drivers than
Hamilton.
Josh Russell as well.
I think they have more British drivers than since 1995. Martin Brundle, Johnny Herbert, David Coulthard.
And let's be real. Alex Albon is also British lah.
Yeah, of course.
So
He's British.
Even the broadcasters are also British.
You're supposed to give license to a lot of people, not just British. Please lah, F1. Come on. ESPN was so good before this. What happened to ESPN?
Yeah, but if you listen to the broadcasts for the F1 broadcast, I think the commentators.
Alex Jacques is good, and Will Buxton. I like their commentary compared to this Sky Sports shit.
Do you hear Alex Jacques how he commentated the closing laps for the Leclerc's win?
Yeah. So good. In such a short space of time, and then he could narrate that. Oh my God! Those kind of people with a neutral commentary.
Don't worry, in a few years' time, Crofty is planning for his retirement.
Better.
This season also, he will miss out on a few races because
Getting married, right?
Yeah, he got married. He want to spend more with family and all. So I think after this, we will have better future with commentators.
Yeah, please lah, Crofty, just resign.
But Martin Brundle still have to stay though.
Martin Brundle at times he's neutral, at times he's not.
But I'll say 90% is.
I don't know why they
very
said
neutral.
Danica Patrick. Maybe she said something logical. Yeah, it is confirmed. She's fired by Sky. I don't know.
Apparently, there was some conspiracy theory that he discussed in the podcast, which she shouldn't.
But they can discuss, but she cannot discuss. How is the?
Maybe it's
Where's the
sensitive reputation thing with the company.
Okay, so let's have some predictions about Phil Silverstone. Haziq, who do you think the race winner will be?
I put my money on Max Verstappen.
Eugene?
If it's raining, I want to see a surprise package win. I want to see Lewis Hamilton win.
Hamilton.
Yeah,
Kumar?
I'll go with PS3.
Race winner.
Race winner PS3. Second will be Max. Third will be Sainz.
I want to see Lando Norris win in Silverstone.
The only win that he had was thanks to the safety car, huh?
So you guys there, when you watch this video, comment down below and maybe we'll give you a mystery prize if you guess the race winner correct for this round. Okay, thank you very much guys. We'll catch you next episode, and thank you Pinnacle Kart for allowing us to shoot our broadcast.
Awesome day,
episode 22. The T4s were
I think
so you guys out there who are looking for really good brand new carts, head down to Pinnacle Kart. They're open on weekends as well, and it's a proper track. Any closing remarks, guys? Eugene, Haziq, Kumar?
again, I had a great time. Hopefully the racing will be hard and clean for this weekend. And then please, those keyboard warriors, shut up. Simple.
May the best team and the best driver win.
Yes.
All right. From us, all of us, have a nice weekend, and we sign off from here. Take care.
See you next week. Bye.